Yeah, because they have to do it. Our people don't.
Let's talk about Jigga, man. Jay-Z. He got the world go crazy today from his song on DJ Khaled's new album. I think Wayne's on there, Rick Ross on the song.
John Legend's on there.
John Legend. Yeah. I skimmed through the album. It was pretty decent for what I heard.
Yeah.
You know, I want to give it some more time before we actually give a, review on it. But he addressed Meek Mill, man. He addressed Meek Mill leaving Roc Nation. And to sum it up, man, he pretty much came out. I'm actually going to read it verbatim right here. He said, me and Meek could never beef. I freed that and from a whole bed. Hove did. Next time we have a discussion who the GOAT is, you donkeys know this. I mean, he said it way better than that. I'm not a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Go listen to the song. But Hove talked this shit. Yeah. Like you said, he talked this shit, on the track. He talked about, the billionaires that he helped cultivate and create. Rihanna, Kanye West, and then Meek Mill, he responded and said never. What do you think, man, about one Jay-Z's verse and him, pretty much saying, look, he saved Meek from doing the whole bit. We can never have beef.
Well, I'll answer that question first. That's a fact. I mean, what can I say about that shit? You know what I'm saying? He did help Meek. Meek just confirmed it. You know what I'm saying? He said that was a fact. It was a lot of questions and conversations going on whether or not there was something going on between Meek Mill and Roc Nation after Meek Mill came out, said that he wanted to be free. He wanted to kind of give his artistic expression a little more freer than what he's able to do at Roc Nation or these other labels. So obviously it was easy for us to go, okay, what's the problem with him and Jay-Z? Because Jay-Z's the head and the face of Roc Nation. So I'm not surprised by that. And this is how Jay-Z approaches certain things when he's talked about in the media or when he's talked about things. He doesn't come out and do interviews. You won't see a blog post or something on Twitter.
Right.
He goes and addresses it on wax, and this is what we all appreciate about Jay. Now, let me say this about him before I yield the mic to you, brother, because a lot of people are going crazy. I went on Twitter today. They saying this is Jay-Z's best album of the year. We seen Guru, shout out to Guru, say that there's no debate. Jay-Z's the GOAT. He said this weeks prior to the record coming out. On the Breakfast Club, they saying that Jay-Z's this the best thing. I don't agree, bruh.
We don't agree what? That it was his best verse?
No.
Okay.
I don't agree that the shit was all moving. This is Jay-Z. I don't think that this verse alone should yield the conversation about the whole album the way that it is. I think people are dick riding a little bit because this is Jay-Z. We've heard him talk about the billionaires that he's created before. We've heard about how he's turned the coke business into a legitimate business to become a billionaire. Not to say that he has not done it at a masterful level. The entendres that he put in that verse are fucking ridiculous. If we sat down and broke down the lyrics, we can go, this man's a genius. There's no debating that. I'm not debating that. I'm not saying it was whack. I just think people overblow this shit. Every time he comes out with a verse, it was just the greatest thing since Jesus was fucking risen. I don't know, man.
And I think people do this because I kind of we talk about like him kind of, being discreet and doing it on wax, not doing it so much and not talking so much and not, watering himself down. And now when he comes out, it's like, holy shit, this dude still got it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And we expect him to still have it, but you know what I mean? I think it was a great verse. I don't think it definitely wasn't his best, verse, but I think that's why people do that, is because it's so few and far between when you get to hear Jay-Z speak. Every time people say stuff about him, commandments that, it might be a month or a year or a few, whatever, before he responds. But when he comes and responds on wax, it's like bombs, like, oh shit. But yeah, a little overreaction by the people. Absolutely a little overreaction. But it gave me, I ain't gonna lie, the shit gave me chills listening to it.
Let me ask you this, because I don't know a bigger Jay-Z fan than you, even a bigger Jay-Z fan than I am, right? And it's dope, you know what I'm saying? You know his catalog more than I do.
Right.
Are you in need, based off of this verse, for an album? Does this verse that you heard make you go, damn, I want to hear it. I need an album now?
The right kind of album.
Talk about that.
The right kind. I don't know if it's going to come. You know what I mean? But yeah, the right type of album, which I'm not even sure if he's even capable of doing anymore.
Wow.
I'm not sure if he's capable of giving us the right type of album anymore. I'm really not. I don't think, there's enough. I'm not saying he's not creative enough, but just enough, what's the words I'm trying to look for? Enough pain, enough, turmoil, enough controversy for him to deliver an album, a song, a couple verses here or there. But him himself, I don't know, man. I don't know. I would love to see it, but is it going to top anything you did before? Is it going to be Blueprint like? Is it going to be Watch the Throne like? Is it going to be, Kingdom, whatever album, Blueprint 2, Blueprint 3? What type of album, what type of music are you going to put out there for the people? I don't want it to be watered down,
right?
Just to put it out. I want it to be classic material. Like if he said, all right, I'm putting another Blueprint together. It's time for Blueprint 4. Mm-hmm. All right, shit. You know what I mean? Let's go.
Right.
But do you think that he's capable of doing a Blueprint 4 and it topping, being one of his top projects?
Oh, man.
I just don't think so. And I love Jay-Z.
In order for Jay-Z to come out with one of those albums, because this is why I appreciated even 444, right? Because people had a lot of conversation about that. But the difference between 444 and a lot of his other albums was we got to kind of see his rise to a billionaire status and his vulnerability in getting there, the cheating on his wife, the shit that was going on with his mom being a lesbian. We got to learn Jay-Z on a different level, which is why we appreciated that genius. If we were to hear another Jay-Z album, I think he has to address the situations with Dame Dash. He has to address the situation surrounding his son.
Yeah.
And behaving and all the shit that we've heard on the internet.
Yep.
Because this is where he addresses this stuff. Like you said, he doesn't get on an interview or talk. Like, we don't get to hear Jay-Z express some of the things that are talked about him so much until he gets on wax. So if he were to get back on wax and give us an album, it can't be 10, 11 cuts of him talking about who he made billionaires or Tata and them raising up. We've heard all that shit.
Right.
I want to hear about you addressing anything that we've heard on here, anything that you may have heard that you do have pain about. That has to be on there, man. There has to be a level of vulnerability that Jay-Z brings to that album for me to truly appreciate it, because he's been doing this shit for 3 decades. I mean, goddamn, we got to hear something different.
Is he the GOAT?
To me?
Yeah.
Me personally?
Yeah,
man.
Definitely.
That's not a debate.
I think you got to give it to him at this point.
Not a debate.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been a debate for me for a long time.
At least 10 years.
I just know people like to ride the wave of Jay-Z. One day he's like the second coming of Jesus. The next thing he's the third coming of the devil. Like, it's just, people have such a strong opinion about him, but I think he probably lies right in between. But as far as his rap shit is concerned, Biggie, Tupac, rest in peace to all of them, all the other people that y'all put number one, ain't nobody doing it at the level of Jay-Z at this status of his life and his career for this long, man. It's Jay-Z.
You couldn't even tie Jay-Z's shoes at this point, man. Like, stop it.
Yep.
Nah, and the reason I'm saying that because they passed away.
Unfortunately,
so we can't even really compare. You can say what you want about what would have. Forget all that. We dealing with who's here and who's been here, and he is at the top. You know what I mean? Level better than anybody that ever, in my opinion. And I know a lot of people will say, "Nah, this person, nah, it's this and this and this." Come on, dog. It ain't even close.
My comparison to Jay-Z and Tupac, I put the football. Now, you know my team is Washington. You know one of my favorite players is Sean Taylor. And I believe in my heart that Sean Taylor is one of the greatest safeties to ever walk this earth. But is he a Hall of Famer? Does he deserve to be the greatest? No, because he passed away, unfortunately, 4 years into his career. Yep. And we never got to see it finish.
Yep.
That has to matter in this situation. Yes, Tupac was revolutionary, and we still keep him and hold him dear to this day. Biggie the same way, and some of our other rappers. But the longevity, even people debate, well, LL is better than Jay-Z and Nas is better than Jay-Z. And you may be right. Their bodies of work may be a little more favorable to you than Jay-Z's. But do they have the longevity? When the last time LL dropped an album?
Right.
And the shit was crazy.
Right.
When the last time Nas drops body of works, but when's the last time we've had a conversation about Nas the way we are about a 3-minute Jay-Z verse? It doesn't happen, and that's for a reason, man.
Yeah.
It's for a reason.
Great points, man. Speaking of that, man, speaking of Biggie, his mural was actually defaced. You know what I mean? Which is crazy, man. I don't know why people do stupid shit like that.
Attention.
Weird, man.
Disrespectful motherfuckers, man. And it's the day and age we live in. I bet you it was somebody that has no idea who Biggie even was.
Right.
What he meant to Brooklyn and to the world and to hip-hop. And it just some attention-grabbing, corny fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing. If Biggie was still alive and we got to see Biggie evolve into what we assume he would be, because nobody knows, I'd give Biggie a serious run at Jay-Z for that GOAT status if he were to continue to have albums. Because to me, early on, I can recite a lot of Biggie's records on a lot of them albums still, just because it registered with me that much. And I think that he would be up there, but we'll never know.
We'll never know.
Never know.
That Sean Taylor, that was a good, man, hell of a, you know what I mean, analogy.